Hey everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling a notorious challenge for French learners, one that might make you want to chuck your textbook across the room. We're talking about pronominal verbs and object pronouns. And to make sure we really get this right, we're diving deep into how Pronunciator handles this tricky grammar point.
These concepts can definitely feel like a grammatical jungle, even for experienced language learners.
Exactly. But don't worry, we're here to hack our way through it together. So, have you ever found yourself staring blankly at a French sentence, wondering where in the world all those little pronouns are supposed to go?
It's a common struggle, and one of the things that trips people up is that in English, word order tends to be more or less straightforward, but in French, those object pronouns like me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les, they have very specific places they like to hang out in a sentence.
Yeah, it's like they each have their assigned seats, and if you try to move them around, the whole grammatical structure falls apart.
Exactly, and it gets even trickier when you've got pronominal verbs in the mix. Remember, those are verbs that always come with a reflexive pronoun like se laver, to wash oneself, or se brosser les dents, to brush one's teeth.
Okay, so just as a refresher for anyone just tuning in object pronouns, they're those little words that stand in for nouns. In English, we're talking about me, you, him, her, it, us, them. And pronominal verbs, those are, like you were saying, verbs that are always paired up with a reflexive pronoun. So instead of just saying laver, to wash in French, you'd say se laver, to wash oneself.
Precisely. And what often throws people off is that in French, those object pronouns, they often come before the verb, not after.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like the sentence is going in reverse.
In a way, it is. So for example, if you wanted to say in English, he gives it to me, in French, you would structure it as il me le donne.
Il me le donne. See how me and le, which are those object pronouns, they're snuggled up right before the verb done.
Exactly. Now imagine trying to navigate that word order without a tool like Pronunciator guiding you.
Oh, man. I can only imagine the kind of linguistic knots I'd tie myself up in. I remember back when I first started learning French, I once told a shopkeeper that I wanted to buy him instead of it. Oh, yeah. It happens. It was pretty embarrassing, but hey, it's all part of the learning process, right?
Absolutely. And you know, these kinds of pronoun mishaps, they don't just happen to beginners. Even seasoned French speakers can sometimes stumble over their pronouns, especially in the heat of a conversation.
Oh, for sure. And it's not just about avoiding awkward situations. Mastering those pronouns adds a level of nuance and precision to your French that's really impressive.
It's like you're fine-tuning your linguistic ear to the subtle music of the language.
I love that. So if you're feeling a little lost in the pronoun wilderness right now, trust us, you're not alone.
And remember, Pronunciator can be your compass and your guide. It breaks down complex grammatical concepts like pronominal verbs and object pronouns into digestible bites.
Exactly. And it provides tons of opportunities to practice so you can build that muscle memory and start using these structures naturally in your conversations. So the next time you encounter a French sentence with a string of pronouns, don't panic. Take a deep breath, remember the rules we've talked about, and think about how much smoother and more sophisticated your French will sound once you've mastered these tricky little words.
And who knows, you might even inspire others to embrace the challenge and discover the beauty of French grammar.
That's a great point. Learning a language isn't just about memorizing words and phrases. It's about expanding your understanding of how language itself works. And French, with its elegant grammar and nuanced expressions, is a fantastic language for that journey. So keep exploring, keep practicing, and remember, every correctly placed pronoun is a victory. Until next time.